Hey, welcome to World Mind Hub. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Tonight, a story that redraws the map of global aviation. A powerful message sent from the skies over Shanghai, shaking the foundations of an industry long dominated by the West. China's new wide-body jet, the C929, has just completed a stunning test flight. 12,000 kilometers non-stop. This isn't just a test, it's a declaration that China is ready to compete with Boeing and Airbus. For decades, long-haul flights meant flying on Western jets. That reality is now facing its greatest challenge. The news broke early, sending ripples through stock markets and boardrooms from Seattle to Toulouse. The C929, gleaming in Comac's colors, soared into the sky and simply kept going, a distance equivalent to Beijing to New York. This successful test is the result of years of work, immense investment, and unwavering ambition. It proves the aircraft's design and systems can handle the stress of ultra-long-range travel. This is the moment China moves from follower to leader in aviation. Imagine the command center engineers tracking every data point, tension high, national pride on the line. When the C929 landed safely, the cheers were deafening. They had built more than a plane, they had built a dream. The C929's success shatters the comfort of the Boeing-Airbus duopoly. It introduces a third major player, backed by the world's second-largest economy. The message from Beijing is clear: the sky is no longer a two-horse race. What is the C929? It's a long-range, wide-body airliner, China's answer to the world's biggest jets. Built by Comac, the C929 is the flagship project to break the Western monopoly on large passenger aircraft. It's not just about assembling planes, but designing and manufacturing them from the ground up. For decades, China was a top customer for Boeing and Airbus, but reliance on foreign technology was seen as a vulnerability. Leaders in Beijing knew that true global power means controlling critical technologies, especially aerospace. The C929 is a homegrown solution, securing China's aviation future and reducing dependence on the West. It's the crown jewel of the Made in China 2025 strategy, aiming to move from low-cost goods to high-tech products. Building a wide-body jet requires mastery over advanced fields: metallurgy, composites, electronics, engines. The C929 proves China's industrial base has reached a new level. Beyond technology, it's about economic independence. The global wide-body market is worth trillions. By producing its own aircraft, China keeps capital at home, creates high-skilled jobs, and builds a new industrial ecosystem. Instead of sending billions abroad, Chinese airlines will soon have a world-class domestic option. The C929 is not just an airplane, it's an engine for a new era of Chinese industry. Place the C929 next to the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, and the numbers tell a fascinating story. The C929 is designed to carry 280 to 320 passengers, right in the sweet spot for international routes. Its 12,000-kilometer range is a game-changer, connecting major hubs across continents without refueling. This matches the performance of its Western rivals, a critical requirement for global airlines. Before this test, many doubted Comac could achieve such performance. Those doubts are now silenced. The C929's dimensions, about 64 meters wingspan, 63 meters long, mirror the A350-900 and 787-9. Comac designed it to fit existing airport infrastructure, making it easy for airlines to adopt. But Comac isn't just matching specs, they're expected to compete on price, potentially undercutting Western rivals. Promised features include wider seats, larger bins, and advanced fuel efficiency. The combination of performance, comfort, and price could be compelling, especially in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The battle for the skies is about to get a lot more interesting. Airlines now have a new, serious option. The C929 is ready to challenge the giants. The duopoly era is ending. The C929's story began as a joint venture with Russia. In 2017, Comac and Russia's United Aircraft Corporation formed CURAC to build the CR929. The plan combined Chinese manufacturing with Russian engineering. Russia would design the wings, China the fuselage and assembly. For a while, engineers from both countries worked together, sharing blueprints and ideas. But cracks appeared, disagreements over market share and suppliers. China wanted to prioritize its own airlines. Russia wanted a guaranteed global share. Disputes over using Western or Russian components deepened the rift. As global tensions rose and sanctions hit Russia, the partnership became risky for China. Beijing made a strategic decision: drop Russia, rebrand as the C929, and go it alone. China took full control of design and supply chain. The C929 became a symbol of national capability. A joint venture turned into a solo flight, and a powerful statement. To compete with Boeing and Airbus, the C929 had to be more than a copy. It had to be cutting edge. Over half its structure is made from carbon fiber composites, making it lighter and more fuel efficient. Manufacturing these advanced materials required China to build massive autoclaves and master new techniques. This leap in composites is a milestone for China's aerospace industry. The cockpit features state-of-the-art avionics and a fly-by-wire system for precise control and safety. China is developing its own avionics, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers. For passengers, the C929 promises a wider cabin, better air quality, and dynamic LED lighting to reduce jet lag. The goal: not just match, but surpass rivals in passenger experience. The C929 is a showcase of China's technological progress. It's not just a new plane, it's a leap into the future. China is building the capacity for next-generation aerospace. An aircraft is only as good as its engines. For the C929, China is developing the CJ2000, a high-bypass turbofan that's the ultimate test of aerospace mastery. Initially, Western engines were considered, but Beijing saw the risk foreign suppliers could ground the fleet with a single decision. The CJ2000 project is a massive national effort, pushing the limits of materials and engineering. Success would break the Western monopoly on large jet engines and secure China's aerospace future. Early C929s may use foreign engines, but the goal is clear: a fully Chinese jet from nose to tail. The CJ2000 is China's ticket to true aviation independence. The C929 is just the beginning of China's aviation ambitions. It's part of a strategy to build a complete family of commercial aircraft. The trunk and branch approach: wide bodies like the C929 and narrow bodies like the C919 connect major cities, while regional jets feed smaller hubs. The C919, already in service, is laying the groundwork for COMAC's rise. Together, these jets will cover most of the commercial market. COMAC is already planning future models: larger, smaller, and even next-gen fuel-efficient or hydrogen-powered aircraft. China is investing in airports, air traffic control, and its own certification agency. The goal: a self-reliant, globally competitive aerospace industry. The C929 is the flagship, but it's just one part of a much bigger plan. China is building an aerospace empire. The C929's arrival marks a fundamental shift in global aerospace. For 50 years, Boeing and Airbus ruled the skies. Now COMAC is the third force. This new competition will affect everything from pricing to innovation. China's domestic airlines will be the first customers, but COMAC's ambitions are global. Emerging markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America are prime targets, with attractive pricing and financing. Boeing and Airbus will face pressure to lower prices and innovate faster. The duopoly's complacency is over. Competition will benefit airlines and passengers, but geopolitics will complicate the race, with new technological blocks and trade disputes likely. Aircraft sales could become tools of foreign policy. The skies are now an arena for great power competition. The C929's 12,000-kilometer flight is more than a test. It's a symbol of China's ascent. China is now a credible aerospace power reshaping the global industry. For developing nations, the C929 offers a new path to modern fleets. For the West, it signals a shifting balance of power. The era of unchallenged Western dominance is ending. The C929 still faces hurdles: certification, manufacturing, global support, but China's commitment is unwavering. The story of the C929 is about the future: more choices, more competition, more innovation. Human ingenuity is no longer confined to the West. A new giant has awakened in the East, ready to change the future of flight.